I'll be honest, guys. Politics is not my strong point as a content creator on YouTube. I focus more on OnlyFans, celebrity, and red pill content for men. But politics is something that is quite interesting, and it does affect all of us, especially the city of Dolton. So when I had the opportunity to talk about Tiffany Henyard, I also had to learn a few political terms. Let's talk about number one in the Midwest. What is a township? Well, a township is a collective of many cities that orchestrates as kind of like one county, I guess. That's pretty much what it is. And in the case of Thornton Township, it's 157,000 people over that. It also includes many cities such as Dolton. Now, Dolton is its own village or town with about 20,000 or more people living in this particular village. So I learned something new as it pertains to Chicagoland politics. Now, then there is Tiffany Henyard, who is the mayor of Dolton and also the Thornton Township supervisor, which means she's responsible for all these small cities and towns within that township. But then there's Keith Freeman. He's a senior admin in both Thornton Township and in the city of Dolton. Now, what does a senior administrator do? I had no idea. I literally had to type it in to try to find out. And so let's read what the definition is. Common tasks for this role include managing and supervising administrative staff, planning and organizing administrative activities, developing and implementing administrative policies and procedures, liaising and collaborating with other departments, managers, external partners, and stakeholders, providing support. And I don't read the rest of that shit. I mean, this is what we figure out. That's what they do. So that's good enough for me. But then again, I had another idea. I typed in, does a senior administrator handle money? And this is what I found out. According to Google, senior administrators hold pivotal responsibilities, overseeing daily operations, managing budgets, and ensuring compliance with policies. So stop the show. It doesn't really say that senior administrators handle money, but they are responsible for managing and overseeing daily budgets and operations. So indirectly, they are handling money because they manage budgets. They might not write checks, but they manage budgets. Rewind! Now, this also is very interesting because as the senior administrator in the city of Dolton, this is what Dolton trustees have been complaining about.
One comment on the financials, and I don't know how I neglected to do this. All the way until last month, we were receiving monthly financial reports. This month, we did not receive a monthly financial report the way that we traditionally would. When we talk about the deficit, last fiscal year through May, the deficit was $2.5 million in our operating account. This year, through the report we got, which was September 30th, I pulled that up as you were speaking. So from May through September, there was an additional $4.2 million of deficit. So you couple those two together, the deficit is growing and it's approaching $7 million. And I will share that financial report. We have not received anything this month. And my concern, and sometimes you kind of joke your way through some of the pain because it really is painful. But we speak how in different meetings, Trustee Belcher will bring a lease or an invoice, and then the retaliation on the next month is we don't get access to the accounting system. Here, we talk month after month about our deficit and what it is, and now we're not receiving the financial information, and as if it's a punishment to the Board of Trustees. And I again keep encouraging, put it on the website where it belongs. It's not it is a detriment in terms of our ability to do our job. And sometimes calling this information out, that's what we're left with if we try to work with the administration and they refuse to give regular information.
That's right. Dolton trustees say they have not had any access to the books. They don't have any access to the credit card receipts. All of these things, which could potentially have put the village of Dolton into $7 million plus debt, which is most likely higher now. Again, Keith Freeman is the senior admin of Dolton, but he's also the senior admin with a much larger budget, which is Thornton Township, which has millions of dollars. And this is important because Keith Freeman, Andrew Holmes, Stan Brown, and others have been accused of mismanaging funds for Thornton Township. But we don't have the receipts for a lot of this stuff in Dolton for the last few months. We did get a hold of something very recently. Rewind! I draw your attention to Mr. Jedediah Brown. He is the guy that's causing a lot of problems in the Chicagoland area for Tiffany Henyard, Officer Lewis Lacey, and other people. And he had some interesting information that he decided he would put out. What was that? Drum roll, please. Jedediah Brown says this: I just got a 95-page file of financials we're about to comb through, but here is one page I wanted to share. I can't wait to dive into what these funds were spent on in this credit card statement that Keith had. Who uses more than 75% of a company's available credit limit? This was a credit card statement from Visa, billing cycle June 28, 2023. The previous balance was $135,109.22. Purchases within this time, $186,639.35. So they got a credit of $5,307.70. Then there was a payment of $135,000. The new balance, $181,461.65. The available credit line is only $18,000, $18,500, something like that left, which means that this particular credit card is being charged a lot. The question is, what are they buying on this? So this is not new, all right? Stephanie Wiedemann, a former employee of Thornton Township who was fired by Tiffany Henyard, has also talked about this in many cases, about the spending in Thornton Township. But she's just not doing this in Thornton Township. Even as the mayor for the village of Dolton, here are some erroneous charges she's run up before.
Some of the items that we are talking about: Aurelio's Pizza, $131. Best Western, apparently 2 rooms for $318. Chicago Midway Airport, $200 worth of tax dollars spent on that. Cooper's Hawk, $557.68. Got Dollar Tree on here, $108. Dunkin' Donuts, $49.58. What else we got? Where else did we eat at? Holiday Inn in Bloomington, 2, 4, 6, 7 rooms, $2,694. Image One, Italian Fiesta, $113.59. Jewel Osco, $100.50. Olive Garden, $262.78. Pete's Fresh Market, $212.97. Let's see if we ate anywhere else. Thank me later, $520. Walmart, $11.11. Good Lord. Wyndham Hotel and Resorts, 2, 4, 6, 8 rooms, totaled up to $1,085. All this, no receipts given to the myself or the other trustees that I've mentioned.
Now, this makes perfect sense as to why the FBI gave a subpoena not only in the village of Dolton, but to Thornton Township, because this money has not been accounted for. But see, here's the situation that we got to be accountable for. Yes, we all want her to go to jail, right? But the reality is that when you have low standards in the black community, somebody like Tiffany Henyard can slip through the cracks. And then they can put on their criminal buddies like Keith Freeman, who doesn't even live in Dolton. He didn't grow up in Dolton. She always talks about she grew here, they flew here. He's one of the guys that flew there, all right? Then he's spending the money in Dolton, also in Thornton Township. And it's interesting because these guys have been doing this for a long goddamn time. And if the village of Dolton is maybe $10 or $11 million in debt, what about the township? How much in debt is Thornton Township? And guys, when you look at Thornton Township is not like Schaumburg Township, where Schaumburg Township has a lot of money. You have 56.38% of the people are white, very small African-American population there. Thornton Township is like a black township. 70% of the people are African American, and they don't make a lot of money. They're not rich. So many people are paying their taxes to this particular township, and they don't have a lot of money. So what these guys are pretty much doing is stealing from the poor. Gotta love that, right? I mean, it's just a great thing to do. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again with another episode of Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all you do, bell. We're out.